God doesn't always knock during business hours. Sometimes he shows up in the middle of your mess and asks for room anyway. It was midnight. Not a poetic midnight. Not star-sparkling, moon-glowing, heart-awake kind of midnight. Just dark, inconvenient, inconveniently inconvenient midnight. And someone started knocking. A man half asleep, barefoot and groggy. "Here's it, friend. Lend me 3 loaves. A guest just showed up, and I've got nothing." The homeowner groans from bed. "The kids are asleep, I can't help you." But the knocking keeps going, and not because the man was liked, but because he was persistent. The door creaks open. Jesus tells this parable not to shame us, but to show us how God responds when we knock. Even when it's late. Even when the roof is leaking. Even when we feel underprepared. In Luke 5, it happens again. Jesus is teaching in a packed house. Everyone's watching. Religious leaders, neighbors, skeptics. Suddenly a commotion. The ceiling begins to crack. Dust falls. Tiles clatter. And through the roof literally descends a perilous man on a mat. There was no room, so they made one. And Jesus didn't rebuke them for the mess. He healed, forgave, restored. Kendra had just gotten her 2 toddlers down. It had taken over an hour. There were toys on the floor, dishes in the sink, bills on the counter, and a husband working night shift. Then, a knock. Her younger sister stood there, eyes puffy. No words, just that. "Look, can I come in?" Every bone in Kendra's body said, "Not tonight." But her heart, prompted by something deeper, opened the door. They sat in the kitchen, talked, wept. That night changed everything. It became the beginning of her sister's healing from a secret depression. And all because Kendra made room, even when it wasn't convenient. Jesus doesn't wait for your house to be pit. He shows up with healing, invitation, and challenge in the middle of chaos. When the roof leaks, he still enters. When the timing is off, he's still on time. When you have nothing to offer, he's enough. Hospitality is rarely convenient, but it's often holy. Discussion questions. Have you ever felt God nudging you to make space for something or someone at the wrong time? What happened? What makes it hard for you to say yes? When God interrupts your schedule or plans, who in your life might be knocking at your heart right now, and are you listening? How does Jesus' response to interruptions differ from our usual reactions? Next episode. The Closet Christian. When faith stays hidden behind the door, what happens when we keep our belief private in a world that needs bold love? A look at the tension between fear and faith and how Jesus calls us into light, not silence. If this story stirred something in you, subscribe now so you never miss a Soul Deep episode. Drop a comment. I'm opening the door. Share with a friend who needs encouragement in the middle of their mess, because Jesus still knocks. And sometimes the most sacred moments happen when you say yes to the inconvenient guest.